On her wedding day. The church was full. White roses lined the aisle. Soft music floated through the air. Guests smiled. Phones were raised. And Amara stood at the altar. Waiting. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. Then 15. The music stopped. Whispers began spreading like smoke. Her hands trembled slightly. Because the groom was missing. Then suddenly. The doors opened. Relief flooded her face. But it disappeared just as quickly. Daniel walked in. Beside him was another woman. Sophia Blake. His new general manager. He didn't look confused. He didn't look ashamed. He looked certain. "I'm sorry," he said calmly. "I can't marry you." The church fell silent. Amara's breath caught in her throat. "This isn't the life I want anymore," Daniel continued. Sophia stepped closer to him. Subtle. Confident. Amara understood. He wasn't choosing love. He was choosing advancement. Status. Opportunity. Gasps echoed through the room. Daniel didn't even meet her eyes. He turned. And walked away. Leaving her standing there. In white. Alone. She lowered her bouquet gently. And stepped away from the altar. Because sometimes. Walking away is louder than begging. Most people in that church believed she was ordinary. She worked at the same company as Daniel. A quiet employee. Soft-spoken. Unremarkable. She took the subway. Wore neutral colors. Blended into the background. She never cared about attention. She cared about sincerity. Daniel once seemed sincere. He noticed when she skipped lunch. Walked her to her car. Held her hands and whispered. "I don't care what you have. I just want you." She believed him. Because he loved her when she looked small. Or so she thought. 1 month before the wedding, Sophia was hired. Sharp. Elegant. Ambitious. She praised Daniel immediately. "You deserve more," she told him. More. The word lingered. Then came private meetings. Late-night strategy sessions. Talk of promotions. A faster future. Daniel began changing. Subtly at first. Then visibly. He stayed later. Answered messages quicker. Looked at Amara less. When she asked if something was wrong. He smiled. But warmth had disappeared. He wasn't choosing love anymore. He was calculating opportunity. And on the wedding day, he made his decision. The next morning, an emergency company-wide meeting was announced. Mandatory attendance. No explanation. The conference hall filled quickly. Daniel sat confidently near the front. Sophia beside him. They believed they had secured their future. Then the doors opened. The acting chairman entered. And beside him was Amara. Conversation stopped instantly. Board members rose to their feet. Daniel frowned slightly. Confused. The chairman stepped forward. "There has been confusion regarding leadership within this company." Silence thickened. "It is time to formally introduce the founder and majority shareholder." A pause. Long enough. Ms. Amara Carter. The room froze. Daniel's heart dropped. He turned slowly toward her. Color drained from his face. She stepped forward calmly. Took the CEO chair. Folded her hands. "Good morning," she said evenly. Daniel stood abruptly. "Amara. I didn't know." She interrupted softly. "You're right. A beat. You didn't." A ripple moved through the room. He swallowed. Tried again. "This isn't. I mean, yesterday, His thoughts collapsed under the weight of exposure. I thought it was better for my future. The word hung in the air. Future. Amara held his gaze. You chose your future, she said calmly. And I chose mine. Security stepped forward quietly. Daniel panicked. Wait, please. We can talk about this. I made a mistake. His voice was smaller now. Desperate. Not confident. She didn't raise her voice. You made a decision. A pause. And I respect it. That sentence landed harder than anger ever could. Security placed a hand gently on his shoulder. He opened his mouth again. But nothing came out. Because there was nothing left to defend. As he was escorted away, he looked back once. Not angry. Not proud. Just stunned. And she did not look away. Not in revenge. In clarity. Sophia resigned shortly after. Ambition without integrity rarely survives exposure. When the room emptied, Amara remained seated. She exhaled slowly. This wasn't victory. It was truth. Love isn't tested by poverty. It's tested by opportunity. And Daniel had chosen opportunity. Later that afternoon, she returned to her old office. Not the executive suite. Her old desk. Because power had never defined her. Character had. A soft knock sounded at the door. Michael stood there. A quiet analyst from accounting. He had once stayed late to help her finish a report. Never boasted. Never competed. I heard about the meeting, he said gently. She nodded. I'm sorry, he added. Not about the company. About her. He hesitated. Then spoke carefully. You deserved someone who chose you before knowing what you had. The words were simple. But sincere. There was no ambition in his eyes. No calculation. Just steadiness. For the first time in days. Her shoulders softened. Not because she found someone new. But because she realized something important. The right person doesn't need to be impressed. They just need to be present. Michael gave a small, respectful smile. If you ever need coffee. I'm around. And he walked away. No pressure. No performance. Just quiet possibility. Amara looked out the window. Then whispered softly to herself. This time. I'll choose differently. If this story moved you even a little. Comment choice. Because in the end, love isn't about who wants more. It's about who chooses you when you seem to have nothing. This story is fictional and created with the assistance of AI for entertainment purposes only. Any resemblance to real people or events is purely coincidental. Viewer discretion is advised.